Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you back today for another reading. Hope that all of you are doing amazing and having a wonderful day today. So I'm super excited for today's reading because it's going to be a little bit special and different than usual. We will be doing a reading about a letter from your future self 2 years from now. So what would your future self like to tell your current self? And we have 3 letters to choose from today, or 3 piles. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Please feel free to choose any of the piles that you feel most drawn to, and then you can skip to the timestamps which are in the description, and I will see you guys at your reading. Hello my beautiful pile number 1. If you guys chose this pile, then this is going to be your reading today about the letter from your future self 2 years from now, from whenever you're watching this video. So pile number 1, you chose this letter right here for your reading today, and we're gonna start off by reading your letter, and then we're gonna get into your cards, okay? So you chose this letter and also the rose charm. Let's take a look at your message. I channeled the message based on 1 oracle and 1 tarot card. So for your cards, you have the frog and lotus with metamorphosis, and also the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, let's take a look at your message here. On your card, it says, always love you. So your future self wants to tell you that they love you, okay? As your message, this is what I channeled for you. A lot has changed for the better. We are doing so much better now, especially financially. Our life is very stable. We have everything we once used to dream of. We can afford anything we wish for. Don't be afraid to take a leap. Things will work out. Okay, beautiful pile number 1. That's the message that I got from your future self from these 2 cards here. And the energy that I was getting from your future self, pile number 1, is that their life has very strong foundations. They feel very stable. So I don't know if your current, I feel that from your current energy, your future self has changed a lot, okay? Because you do have metamorphosis with the frog. And I did get a message about taking a leap of faith in some area of your life, because you do have the frog, which is, a leap. So I do feel that this is kind of like a message from your future self. Like if there is a change that you want to create in your life right now, if there is some sort of leap of faith you want to take right now in your life, take this as a sign, because I feel that this is going to lead to a lot of stability, a lot of wealth in your future. But we clearly see that your future self 2 years from now is doing very well, especially in the area of their finances and their wealth, their stability. Okay, let's get some more tarot cards so that we can further clarify your message coming from your future self. Future self of pile number 1, what would you like to tell your current self today? Future self of pile number 1, 2 years from now, please give your current self a message. Okay, so you have the Queen of Pentacles. You also have the 4 of Swords. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, we see that things have become quite peaceful in your future. 3 of Cups, beautiful. Wonderful energy coming from your future self. 7 of Pentacles, look at this. Your hard labor is paying off. Beautiful. You also have 10 of Pentacles. This is such a huge confirmation. And your last tarot card is the Moon. I'm getting this as like you're going somewhere. You're going on some sort of journey. Your future self is encouraging you to go ahead, is what I'm hearing, okay? I'm hearing trust the process. The Moon is not a very clear energy. It can be quite confusing, and it can talk about us sort of just letting the moonlight guide us. But the beautiful thing about the moon, even though everything is not so bright and crystal clear, is that it's a lot easier to follow, because it's a lot easier to follow the light of the moon, whether what did I want to say? Compared to, yeah, compared to if it was all sunny. You wouldn't know which direction to follow because everything sort of looks the same, you know? So that's the beauty of the moon. And there is this clear energy from your future self wanting you to do something that you're afraid of doing. The moon can also represent our fears, you know? We see the cat here looking in the water, and I feel it might be feeling afraid of what's to come, what's ahead, you know, because it is confusing. You don't really know what you can expect from what's to come if you pursue this, if you take this leap of faith. But we clearly see the outcome in your cards here. You will receive a lot of wealth from this. It's clearly something that you will want to celebrate for. It's something that your friends and family will be very proud to see you doing. Seven of Pentacles. This is about, it also talks about patience. But, you know, the Seven of Pentacles is the energy of like, you know where you're putting your work in, and you know that you will see results, but it's just about the time. It's just about the patience. So I see here that your future self wants to tell you that their life has huge stability, and you're the one who can make a decision to achieve this. Okay? I mean, we have the 10 of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. There's a lot of signs of wealth coming from your future self. Four of Swords, this is about sleeping well, about living very peacefully, living very carefree, taking a rest, not worrying so much. So your future self it's at a very stable area, at a very stable stage in their life. They have time to spend with their friends and family. They have time to properly rest. They have time to enjoy the smaller things in life. They have time to focus on their family and their, if you have children, you know, creating family for yourself, perhaps marriage for some of you. But it's the energy of your future self has figured things out, is what I want to say. And their life looks nothing like your life right now because you have metamorphosis, which means change. So your future self has changed a lot for the better. We clearly see that from your cards. And some advice from them, some guidance from them, again, is to don't be afraid of the unknown. Don't be afraid of taking a risk. Don't be afraid of taking a leap of faith. It will require you to be patient and diligent, but it's what's going to lead you to a lot of wealth. Let your intuition guide you is also what I'm hearing. Okay, let's get some more oracle cards for you to further clarify here. Future self for pile 1, what would you like to tell your current self right now? Confidence, exactly. Be confident in what you want to pursue. Be confident in the change that you guys want to create, and this leap of faith that you want to take. There's huge emphasis on you not being afraid. I mean, we're always going to be afraid. And you know, the best way, I feel with intuition, there's always this underlying fear, you know, whereas the ego makes you feel very cocky in a way, you know. So that's a really good maybe exercise you can do to distinguish what's your intuition and what's your ego. The intuition is very quiet, it's very calm. It's not gonna like sort of, you know, bring that like yelling energy towards you, you know. It's very calm, it's very peaceful, and it's almost always like the first thing you think of. And you know, be confident when you take this risk. Don't be cocky, but be confident. You know, cockiness can sometimes get in the way because it makes you overly confident to the point where you stop focusing so much, where you stop paying attention to the details, you stop working so hard and so diligently. But confidence is believing that you have the ability to achieve everything because you know that if you put in the right amount of work in the right amount of way, things will work. So there is this message from your future self wanting you to be confident in what you have envisioned for yourself, because you will be able to create your dream life. Just be confident and don't be afraid to take the leap of faith. I really feel you might be at a stage right now where you're like, I don't know if I should do this. It is a risk. It is something that I don't really know people who have succeeded in. It might be a totally new industry that you guys want to step in when it comes to your career or your job. It might be a totally different direction from what your family has taken so far, and you might be feeling a bit lost because you don't know how to do it. You don't know even how to start. You don't even know what is the first step. But the first step is in front of you. You don't need to look for the first step, so far ahead. Leave that for your future self, right? What you need to do right now, your current self just needs to find the first step, and the first step is right in front of you. It can be as simple as picking something up. Starting something doesn't require money. Like, you can always start something from zero. You can always find the way. And that is the first step. How do I start something without investing too much? Without putting in too much, right? Okay, let's get some more oracles for you. What does your future self want to tell you, pile number 1? See, you have flow. Exactly. Trust what you're being guided to do. Embrace the change. Embrace the new. This is what's going to help you move forward, pile number 1. You need to embrace change. You need to embrace the calling, the flow. Allow yourself to do something here is what I'm hearing. Don't be afraid to do something. Don't try to control things so much. Don't try to plan ahead too much because it can make you feel overwhelmed and confused. Just try to focus on the first few steps, taking the first few initial steps. Those are always the hardest. After that, you get in the flow and things sort of start to come together, But the first few steps are very important for you. Let's get some tea leaf cards for you now. Future self of pile number 2. What would you like to tell your current self right now? Future self, pile number 2. You have funnel. Period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Okay. And you also have the mountain. Major challenge to overcome. Yeah. I mean, like, what you guys want to do, I see that it's totally achievable, but it will require you, of course, to work hard, to be diligent. Just because something is meant for you, something is going to succeed, it doesn't mean it's never going to be like this, It's that just never happens because you guys need to learn. Okay, that's the thing. Because you want to start something new, you will need to learn many, many things along the way. And this is also a message from your future self. Don't get discouraged at the first obstacle. Just because you come across your first obstacle doesn't mean that you need to quit, you need to give up. It's just a mountain that you will need to overcome. Because progress is like this. And if you just keep going like this means that you're standing in your comfort zone. It means that you're not progressing if you just do it like this. Or if this never happens, right? Like, never. So don't think that that's how things happen. You will have challenges along the way, pile number 1, but at the end of the day, it's worth it because you will be able to overcome them, And climbing the mountain is the part of a progress, a part of process, Let's get your last message to end your reading. Future self of pile number 1, what do you want to tell your current self? Cleansing waters, purification activates vibrant life force. I'm hearing just give yourself like a little treat day, like cleanse day, like just do the things that you love to do and sort of see this as your restarting point. See this as your fresh start. See this as your new start. This is the new part of your journey, pile number 1. Your future self wants you to take on some kind of challenge. So it's almost telling you, like, give yourself that last day where you can maybe slack and just relax and just do things that make you feel good, And then the next day, right away, you need to get in the role of getting things done, of doing things. because you do have a very big goal in mind is what I'm seeing. You know, with the Queen of Pentacles, this is huge financial wealth. Maybe your financial goal is very big and it is very much obtainable for you. But the process is going to be challenging because that's how it is for everything when you're starting to figure things out, when you're learning things. So also an important thing is for you to not get discouraged along the way is what your future self wants to tell you, because you will be able to achieve it. Okay, pile number 1. But that's what I have for your reading today. I hope that this resonated with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again. Bye-bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 2. If you guys chose this pile, then this is going to be your reading today about the letter from your future self 2 years from now, from whenever you're watching this video. So pile number 2, as your pile, you chose this letter, as well as this very beautiful charm. I feel it very resonates here with the Starry Night. That's why I chose this specific one for you. But let's begin by reading your letter, and then we're going to get into your tarot cards, your oracle cards, and everything. So I channeled your message based on 2 cards, 1 oracle and 1 tarot card. And as your cards, you got the Bear and Cedar with leadership. I hope that's how you pronounce that. And also the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so those were your 2 cards. And let's take a look at the message I channeled for you. Pile number 2. We got very lucky, I have to say. Although that's what it might look like to most people. We both know it's not just luck. It's a reward for our hard work. I want to tell you, we made it. We have the job, we have the respect and authority, we have the position, we decide our destiny. Beautiful pile number 2. I got a very beautiful energy from your pile when I was channeling your message, so I hope that this resonates with you. Maybe you can pause the video and read it for yourself as well if you wish to. But let's put this aside and let's see, you know, what does your future self want to tell you? So you have the Wheel of Fortune and then the Bear with leadership. The energy that I was getting from your future self is I felt like your future self is somebody who hears a lot that they got very lucky in something. Like a lot of people might look at their achievement, maybe their job position, because you do have leadership. So this to me is telling me that career-wise, and in your professional life, I feel that you have achieved a very high position, a level of authority, a level of respect, where a lot of people look up to you, a lot of people respect you. You are being looked at as a leader, okay? If it's not in your career, then it's your life in general, but I feel that this is mostly about career here for you. And because you have the Wheel of Fortune, this is the, you know, the card of luck, of our fortune changing. And I feel that your future self, what they hear a lot every day is that they got very lucky, or like they might hear like, oh, you got so lucky that this happened to you, or you got so lucky that you got this job. But I feel that your future self sometimes might even get frustrated about that, because deep down they know how much hard work they had to put in, because it's never luck, okay? You know, luck will never happen without you setting the intention for it to happen for yourself. It's like, I feel it's almost impossible to just go on about your life and literally do nothing, don't think about luck, don't have the intention towards luck, and you get lucky. I feel that never happens. And that's something that a lot of people fail to see, because they think that luck is just something that happens out of the blue. It's something that just happens for some people who are chosen and they get lucky. And I really feel that a person never got lucky without going into something with the intention of becoming lucky. And the big lucks in the world, you know, the part where we see a lot of people got so wealthy from something, they got so famous from something, they got a really big reward from something. It's never just because they got lucky. It's because there was prior action taken towards that. And the universe will always reward you if you're doing the right things. So we see that your future self, to a lot of people, you seem like somebody who just got very lucky. But I feel that deep down, you know how much hard work you had to put into this, because being a leader is not easy. Being a leader takes a lot of skills, a lot of dedication, a lot of sacrifices. So I feel that you maybe are currently sacrificing a lot of things in order to get here, you know? Let's get some more tarot cards so that we can clarify here your message. I'm sorry about the car noise. Let's see, future self from pile number 2. What do you want to tell your current self? Future self of pile number 2, 2 years from now. What do you want to tell your current self? Let's get one more. Okay. So let's see, what is your second card? 5 of Cups. Exactly. Sacrificing many things. You might be sacrificing, like currently, a lot of things in your life because you know how important this is to you. You might be missing out on a lot of gatherings. You might be missing out on a lot of friendships. You might be cutting cords with a lot of people because they know that you know that they are distracting you. You know, you might be missing out on partying, on watching TV shows, which I don't really feel like you're missing out on something if you're trying to not do those things, because I mean, I don't know. Personally, I don't really find a lot of pleasure in those kinds of things, but some people do. But if you're trying to sacrifice a lot of things that maybe used to bring pleasure to your life in order to become successful, you know, this is what it takes to be a leader. As I mentioned before, the Tower. Yeah. 9 of Swords. Look at this, pile number 2. Also 9 of Wands. Okay, I see here clearly. And the Hermit. Yeah, this confirms so much to me. Okay. Let me just adjust your cards and I'll get straight into your message. It's so funny because we see the Wheel of Fortune, and you know, I feel like this is what the people around you see the future, your future self as somebody who got very lucky. But look at your story. I mean, look at all the things that you had to go through that just people do not see this, you know? This is exactly what I was channeling when I was writing your message. People don't see how much your future self has sacrificed, how much, you know, the Tower, it's not a comfortable energy. It's the energy of things falling apart, but it's in order for more stable things to be built. You know, people, maybe they don't see how many times you had to try and things crumble, and you try and things crumble until you find the right formula, until you find the right thing. People don't see how much sleep you have sacrificed to learn something, how many times you couldn't sleep because you were worrying so much. They don't see the times where you were pushed in a corner, right? Just like having nothing, not knowing what to do, how you're going to get yourself out of this little corner here. The 9 of Wands is a fighter. They're a fighter who never quits. And you have the Hermit. You've chosen to do all of this alone, which is very brave, pile number 2. You know, the Hermit, at first, it does seem like a quite peaceful card because it does represent us going on an inward journey, and it can be very isolating, I will say, but if you look deeper into it, it's actually a lot more chaotic than what it might seem as. I feel like this is what the Hermit appears to be, right? This very peaceful, calm energy, like you're just figuring things out. But this is what it actually is, you know. And I'm saying this as somebody who has went through this journey. It's the Hermits, it's not about meditating and about doing yoga and, you know, going on morning walks. I mean, it is, of course, a part of your daily routine and stuff. But the Hermit, it's more about this, you know. And it's quite a hard thing to go through. And you need to be very brave and you need to be very strong to go through this. But what you get out of it is something irreplaceable. Okay? And I feel that your future self is telling you, you will get lucky because of all of this. You know, luck doesn't just happen if you don't go through this. It never does. It might seem like it, right? And that's the magic of luck, because it seems like it falls from the sky, but it never does. You guys have, your future self has very much earned the respect that you have. And you're not a lazy person is also what I'm seeing. You know, a lot of people, your future self, a lot of people might look at them as like, oh, they had it so easy. They had it so, it just fell into their hands. But they do not see your story, right? They do not see all of the disappointing moments, the heartbreaking moments, all of the sleepless nights you spend learning something, dedicating your time to something. And it's all part of the process. It's all part of the hermit process, you know. Okay, let's get more oracle cards for you to clarify. What else does your future self want to tell to you, pile number 2? Future self of pile number 2. Passion. It's very clear. Your message is very clear. It's all because you're so passionate about something and you cannot let it go. You guys are sacrificing. I feel this is you now, actively sacrificing a lot for your passion. And I feel that you just don't even know what else you would do if you wouldn't be doing this. I see that you guys are full of hope and faith, which always works out. It always works out. With the Starry Night, this is kind of giving me star card energy. Having hope and faith that if you just keep doing this, you will make it out. You will get lucky. Because the universe won't punish you for doing the right things, right? So I see that you are dedicating a lot to your passion. You're sacrificing a lot for your passion. And your future self wants to tell you it's all going to be worth it. You will get, you know, the job that you're working towards for. You will get the position that you're working towards for. You will have that authority figure. We saw that in your channeled message, okay? Let's see what else does your future self want to tell you. Pile number 2. Ooh, let's see. Truth, yeah. Because I feel you guys are just so... You're so much yourself that, I mean, I kind of get this energy like you could have chosen the easy way, right? But I feel that you wouldn't be able to live that way, you know, because there is an easier way in life. There is a much easier way to live life. But I feel that you just couldn't do that because it's not who you are. You know, following our passion can be quite a... I don't want to say that it's a difficult process because I don't want to discourage people from doing it, but it is a process, okay? And it is something that you're going to have to find your way around, but it's very much possible. So I don't want to discourage people from following what they're passionate about, following their dreams. But just expect to learn a lot along the way. Because you will have to grow a lot. And you have truth. So this is who you're meant to be. And you guys didn't choose to live an easier life. You chose to sacrifice a lot of things just so that you can be yourself. And that is very brave. I see your pile is very brave. You guys are very brave people. Okay, let's get some tea leaf cards for you now. Future self of pile number 2. What do you want to tell your current self? Future self of pile number 2. What would you like to tell your current self right now? You have Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Okay. And Horse, short journey. Okay. So we clearly see that you're on a journey. Maybe perhaps you're you have just started this journey, or I feel that your future self 2 years from now has already finished this journey. So this hermit journey that you have started. Here with this rooster card, I feel that you might be receiving a lot of conflicting opinions from people on your choices in life. And this is just like an energy to cut these people out of your life. I feel that you are actively like sacrificing a lot of things and cutting out a lot of people in your life who you just do not feel like they're bringing you the right energy for you to pursue something. They might be just discouraging you. They might be just being overly negative. And I feel that you're actively cutting cords with those type people, pile number 2. Let's get your last message to end your reading. For pile number 2, future self, what do you want to tell them? Great adventure. Take a risk, venture forward. Yeah. You have a lot about journey and about doing things, pursuing things. So your future self is clearly wanting to encourage you to go for this thing. And that what you're fighting for right now, what you're sacrificing for right now, is going to have ultimately very good results. And you know, the people who might be yelling at you right now, who might be disagreeing with you right now, who might be trying to bring you down, they're going to be the exact same people who in the future tell you you got so lucky. And I feel that's going to sort of piss you off a lot, but there's nothing really you can do about that, right? I feel that the exact people who are just telling you right now quit are going to be the same people who are congratulating you 2 years from now. And that's something that you're going to be very proud of. Okay, be brave. I feel you are already, though. I feel so. Yeah, just keep going, pile number 2. I really feel your future self wants to just give you like a round of applause today, you know, for your bravery, for your strength. But that's what I have for your reading today, pile number 2. I hope that this resonated with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again. Bye-bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3. If you guys chose this pile, then this is going to be your reading today about the letter from your future self 2 years from now, from whenever you're watching this video. So pile number 3, as your pile, you chose this letter, the 3rd letter, as well as this beautiful key charm here. Okay, let's first of all, I'm going to begin by reading your letter that I channeled, and then we're going to get into your tarot cards and oracle cards. Okay, so to channel the message for your letter, I used 1 oracle and 1 tarot card. You actually got 2 tarot cards, but you have the elk and ash with strength. And you also had the Knight of Pentacles with the Magician card. So let's read your message first, and then we're going to get into the rest of your reading. So pile number 3, as your message, this is what I channeled for you. All I want to tell you is slow but steady wins the race. Please be patient with yourself as you're still figuring things out. Strength and patience is a big part of your story. I know we didn't have it easy, but we still managed to do it. And that's our special story. Please look at where you started. You've come a very long way. I'm proud of you. And I got a little PS at the end. Believe in magic. Okay, pile number 3. Let me bring this closer if you wish to pause the video and read it for yourself maybe. But that's the message that I channeled for you. And pile number 3, I got a very like beautiful energy from your pile. I'm going to tell you exactly what I felt when I was channeling your message. So I kind of got this energy that throughout your life, maybe you've never really had it that easy. You know, you've never really had it like straight away, this is what you need to do, this is how you're supposed to do things. I feel that your future self has always had to figure things out along the way. And I feel that's what it is for most people. It's just that it's not being always shown, right? So we kind of get a different idea of how things are supposed to be. But I'm getting that this energy, okay, you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Magician here. I don't know, I feel this is going to be very big confirmation for some of you, but I feel that a lot of you come from a very maybe small city, or maybe a very rural area, or just an area where I kind of get this energy that like from your past self, like the odds were really against you. You know what I mean? Like it was really tough for you to break through because you almost are coming from an era where there is nothing to help you in pursuing what you want to achieve. But you have the Magician, which is saying that your future self has already finished manifesting what you guys started doing here. So I do feel with the Knight of Pentacles, you have started something, you have chosen a way and a direction in life when it comes to your career specifically here, because you have the Pentacles. And we see that your future self has manifested that successfully. They have already achieved it. They have everything that they need. They have everything that they wished for. They made magic happen because it was so, the odds were so against you that this like ultimately seemed impossible. But your future self wants to tell you that they made it happen. And something that is very important for you, pile number 3, along the way, you're going to have to be very strong and very patient with yourself. And there is just no way around it, okay? Don't think of doing things quickly. Don't think of getting somewhere fast. For you, you know, we all have such a specific story, and it's so important to not compare it to other people, because just because something works for somebody else does not mean that it's going to lead to the same results for you if you do it in the same way. Your story is very different from other people, and this is what's going to help you stand out from other people. I feel a key to your story is patience, strength, and learning. So these 3 things, always keep them in mind when you're trying to achieve this goal of yours that you have started. You're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to be patient with yourself because you're actively learning something and you're trying to find a way out of something. But the Magician means that you have achieved it. So it has happened already for your future self 2 years from now. Let's get some tarot cards to further clarify your message. Future self from pile number 3, 2 years from now. What do you want to tell your current self? What message would you like to tell your current self? Okay. I already saw the Hangman, which confirms the message about patience. Let's take a look at your other cards. Yeah, you have the Hangman. You have the World card. Ooh. Yeah, it is that energy that I feel a lot of you who chose this pile, you either want to relocate from the place that you were born in, or you will travel a lot in your lifetime is also what I'm seeing. And the Death card. Yeah. Okay. You guys, you're going to be the ones who are going to change and break some sort of generational curse. With the Death card, you're going to do things very differently from your family. I feel that maybe your family is somebody who doesn't have such a story of successful people, or people who have achieved a lot, maybe have achieved a lot in their career, their finances. It almost feels like the people in your family before kept repeating the same mistake over and over again. But you guys have a very different perspective of life. The Hangman is about changing your perspective, having a different perspective. And I feel that you have this very different outlook on life than the rest of the people that you know. And you're going to be the one who's going to cut the cords, who's going to make the change when it comes to you and the future of your family, your future generations. You're the one who's going to change a lot for your family going onwards. You're going to be somebody who's going to travel the world. Maybe that's not so common within your family. You're somebody who's going to have the abundance and the ability to see the world, experience different cultures, maybe move to a bigger city, move to an area of the world where there's more opportunities, where it's easier to do things. Because with the Knight of Pentacles, I see that you have started very small. The Knight of Pentacles, it's not somebody who starts off with the huge investments. They're not somebody who starts off with a big budget right away. There's somebody who starts from literally nothing, especially with the Magician. because you guys are aware and you know how to utilize nature in order to make things happen. That is the magician, using what you have at your disposal in order to create something. And you had to go through a lot of obstacles just to get to where you are right now, right? So your future self wants to encourage you, like, don't, like, I kind of get this energy that even though you know that patience is very important, there is still this part of you that just wants to get it done. You just want to see it in front of you. You just want to be living it. But I feel you need to recognize how far you've come, because I'm already getting this sense of energy that a lot of you are not at the beginning of your journey. You're kind of in the middle of it. Like, you have already done a lot of these things, is what I'm feeling. Like, started something, maybe moved out, maybe this is what you're aiming towards. You have already worked on changing your perspective. It's like in the middle of your life, there might have been these years where you felt so like you trapped and like you couldn't move. That's because you needed to sit still to change this perspective of yours. But you're going to be the one who cuts cords with bad karma within your family, is what I'm hearing. Like, you're going to change a lot for your family, pile number 3. Very interesting energy. Let's get some oracle cards for you now. Pile number 3. Future self of pile number 3. 2 years from now, what do you want to tell your current self right now? Space. Look at this. You have space in the death card. The space is limitless, right? The space doesn't have limits. You don't even know exactly what is all out there. So I'm hearing you guys are big dreamers with this card. You guys are not afraid to dream big, because you know that the universe is limitless. You have a very different perspective of life than other people. Whereas other people might feel restricted, they might feel like they might just go for something that was given to them, that was shown to them, just they came across it and they take it, I see so many people in life, they just go along with whatever is presented to them, like they just go for the people that just show up in front of them. They just go for the job that just shows up for them. They don't even try to look, is there else something out there? Is there something better out there? There must be, right? I feel that you're the person who chooses very, very carefully. You choose what you want to enter your life. And that's why you're going to do things differently from your family, because your family, and especially I am getting huge energy from your pile that you might be coming from an underdeveloped city. You might be coming from a smaller city. You might be coming from a more rural area. Usually in these parts of the world, people have very much different ways of thinking because they have very different values. So I kind of get this energy that you're coming just from a family that might be very traditional, that is all they've known for their entire life is just go to school, get a job, get married, have kids. And that's the cycle that they have been repeating. And maybe that's why they're not as successful as they would like to be. But you have such a different perspective of life than them. Because your mind is open to possibilities. You know that there is something better out there. You know that there is something more out there that you can do. You're not willing to sit and accept what was given to you. And this is what makes your story very special. Because you guys will be somebody very big one day, I feel. People will need to hear this from you. That's why you were chosen to do this. Let's get some more cards now for you. Pile number 3, future self of pile number 3. What do you want to tell your current self? Ooh, relaxation. I kind of get this energy, just like relax pile number 3 a little bit. Like, things are going to be just fine. I feel, and I understand why you are feeling such pressure. Why you might be feeling like you're on a time crunch, like you just have to do that. This is yours, and it is. but enjoy the journey that's going to get you there. Trust me, you are in no rush, polymer. Like, literally, I get this energy from your future self. Do not rush. Why are you rushing? You're still gonna make it in time. Things will be fine. You don't, having deadlines is good to keep us accountable, but don't try to do it as quick as possible. Because when you're trying to do something very quickly, and especially when it comes to huge things that just kind of determine the rest of your life, I would much rather have it take 1 year more than missing out a lot of the details, because that results in a tower moment afterwards. Because you've missed, you can miss very important parts. You can miss the most valuable things if you try to rush things. You might overlook things. You are not going to be as focused. So don't try to rush things, because, and you will actively see, I feel for your pile, I get this energy. You will actively see that things are taking much longer for you than what it might be for other people. But yours is going to last forever. We see so many successful people come and go. And that is because they had it too quickly. And they didn't know how to deal with it, how to deal with the success. I mean, I'll give you like an example with a lot of famous people, a lot of singers and celebrities. They just have one hit song and then they're gone because they were underprepared. They didn't have, it's like they didn't have the right amount of skills. They didn't have the knowledge that they needed to have in order to deal with it properly so that they can make it last forever. But the universe is not going to let that happen to you. And that's why you might be actively coming across slow progression, pauses, because the universe wants to make you prepared 100% for what's to come for you. Let's get some tea leaf cards for you now. Pile number 3. A lot of you I'm getting, you might want to be musicians as well. With this hand here, I'm kind of getting like writing lyrics. So I don't know, a lot of you, I kind of get this energy like you might want to be musicians. Take that as confirmation, of course, if it resonates. Future self of pile number 3, what would you like to tell your current self right now? You have boat, money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. Ooh, okay. Bat, take care, enemies are working against you. Okay, I see. Tortoise, slowly but surely getting ahead. Oh my god, I cannot deal with this. Like, the cards sometimes they just do things, right? Slowly but surely getting ahead. What did I say here? I have to read this again. Oh my god. All I want to tell you is slow but steady wins the race. And you have slowly but surely getting ahead. I don't know, pile number 3. Do with that what you want to do, but it's just such a clear confirmation. Slow but steady wins the race. Don't try to rush. You have take care, enemies are working against you. I feel there's a lot of people who are jealous of you, pile number 3. You might not be even noticing this. I feel that you're somebody who's going to have a lot of eyes on them. Like, you might want to be in the public eye. And this is just like, really be careful who you choose to let in your life, pile number 3. Like, you have to be really careful of this, because I feel there's just a lot of people who might be jealous of you, might want to be friends with you just because of the way of your lifestyle. You might have a very, or achieve a very, how do I say, like a glamorous lifestyle, something that appears to be very glamorous. And you also have money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. So there might be a big amount of money coming your way very soon. I'm kind of getting that this is on the way to you right now. So expect it, I would say, within the next few weeks. Maybe you might be receiving some money through inheritance. Maybe a bigger amount of money is coming your way. But I am getting that there is an amount of money coming your way quite soon. And okay, I've been speaking for so long already with your pile, but sometimes just the messages don't stop. Let's see your last card. Vast vistas, expand your horizons. Yeah, exactly. I mentioned you're somebody who's going to travel a lot. You might be taking a short trip somewhere, especially with the boat here very soon. You might be going overseas. And look at this, you have also another boat on the bottom of the deck. Go slow, take time. Again, confirms you are not in a rush. Pawn number 3, take your time and enjoy your life. Enjoy what the journey is in order to be successful. You know, the journey is always the most memorable part. And I don't know, you might be taking a trip somewhere very soon. You might be going somewhere, visiting a new place. But I do feel that you're somebody who's going to travel a lot in your lifetime. And yeah, I feel that your message for you was very clear today. Slowly but surely getting ahead. Slow but steady wins the race. Yeah. That's what I have for you, pawn number 3 today. I hope that you enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again. Bye bye.